Hello and welcome to this quick video. Those of you that have been watching the channel for a long time will be very familiar with this thing here. This is my favorite #1 plane and has still yet to be taken off the top spot. This is the Atom RC Dolphin. This is actually my original one. It is very beat up. It has been knocked to pieces. It's got lots of different fields. The nose is probably about 20% hot glue at this point. I did buy some foam to replace parts, but it just keeps going. However, this video isn't about the Dolphin, it's about these things here. These are the little COBB LED strips from Beta FPV. Now, I've had them in for quite a few months. They're a standard part of the Parvo system that they've developed, and they're not particularly expensive, and they're available in lots and lots of different colours. Crucially, they're available in blue. Now, these are really designed to work with Betaflight and to be turned on and off using the user 1 modes on those Parvo quadcopters. However, I was playing with mine here and I found that you could do something pretty cool with it. You could actually plug it directly into a PWM output, and that PWM square wave, which is generating the pulse, and the pulse gets wider as you increase the PWM value, actually turns them on and off, because part of this little COBB LED is this little circuit board here, and that is the really clever part. If you put 5 volts on the yellow wire, then the COBB LED strip illuminates. If there isn't any voltage on that wire, then it doesn't illuminate. Now, originally my thought was going to be using something like this Menace RC switch to turn these COBB LEDs on and off on this model. But now I've realized that you can actually control them directly via the PWM method. I've done this. I've put 2 little strips, hopefully you can see this, on either side of the prop. They're actually held in place with the glue that's part of the strip, but also with pieces of Blenderm as well, because I don't want them coming free and going into the prop, because that would be a disaster. However, when I light them up, they look like this. This looks to me exactly like I wanted it to. I've been trying to get some LEDs on the back of a few wings, this one included, that give the effect to me of the Millennium Falcon's engines, where there's that kind of funky, slightly flickering, pulsing blue light, which gives the exhaust. And I've been after Menace RC to redesign his COBB driver to allow PWM input to both dim and brighten the LEDs for a long time. Sadly, Greg hasn't got round to it yet. However, I think I found the answer using these £7 COBB LEDs. So how have I done it? Well, now I know that I can just run it off a PWM output. I can then just change that output inside iNav to be an individual channel, or even copy the throttle output onto that spare PWM output and then plug the LEDs into that. And that's all I've done here. I've just cut it into 2 separate strips so that I have them either side, so that the motor in the middle isn't going to be impeded and all that airflow isn't going to be affected, because they're quite thin as well, which has been perfect for the back of this particular model. So I just wanted to show you this, right? Because those of us who are continuing to fly in these darker days, this looks amazing now, and because it's slaved to the throttle, and actually I've done a couple of things on mine. What I've done is I've created another radio control channel on my radio that looks like this. I'm using channel 10. It's actually using a curve, and that curve means that as soon as I arm the model, the LEDs at the light come on in a kind of a low medium intensity, and then from there to the top of the movement of the throttle, they go from that to their maximum brightness that you can get running them PWM. Sadly, as I've shown on the slide, the downside with this is that although we do get that nice gradient, which means I can change the effect, it does appear to the naked eye, looks like it's kind of flickering, but you can't really tell because the frequency turning on and off is so quick, and that's why with the camera it kind of looks worse than it is. And it also means that you don't ever get full brightness because the PWM cycle is off as well as on, so unfortunately you are losing a little bit of that brightness. But for £7, this has made me an incredibly happy chap, because now at the back of my Dolphin I finally have my Millennium Falcon engine glow. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.